Well, China's new Premier Li Keqiang is making his first foreign trip since taking office. He's in India, he says, to underscore its importance to Beijing. And the leaders of the world's two most populous countries have a lot to talk about.
Li arrived in New Delhi on Sunday. He'll hold talks with Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh during his stay through Wednesday. China apparently wants to strengthen strategic relations with India, one of its most important neighbors. The purpose is to check the United States, which has been strengthening security relations with India. One issue that needs resolving between China and India is their border demarcation along the Himalaya mountains. Troops from both sides were in a tense standoff in the area from April to earlier this month. The two countries have been discussing how to ease tensions in the area. China apparently hopes Li's visit to India will reduce those tensions.
Chinese Premier Li Keqiang has signed a series of trade deals with India during his visit to New Delhi. Earlier, Li and Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said bilateral relations remain strong, despite a recent military standoff over disputed territory in the Himalayas.
We have had our differences in more recent time, but over the last 25 years, we have steadily built a mutually beneficial relationship. The basis for continued growth and expansion of our ties is peace and tranquility on our borders, while seeking an early resolution of the boundary question. Premier Li and I have agreed that this must continue to be preserved.
Both sides agree that with regard to the boundary question, one that is left over by history, the two sides over time have established the principles for settling this question. In the meantime, we have worked to maintain tranquility and peace in the border areas.
The countries are the world's most populous nations, together making up more than a third of the world's people. Trade between China and India is worth $66 billion. They hope to reach $100 billion in 2015. But there's been a recent flare-up in border tensions. Last month, India accused China of crossing the country's de facto border.
The Chinese leader has said that the two countries could become a new engine of the world economy. But Li's visit has sparked protests outside the Indian parliament. These right-wing Hindu activists called for him to leave in the wake of the recent border tensions, which saw China being accused of an incursion.